Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cologne podcast.
He's bringing the energy today. I'm Mike.
And I'm Ryan. And we're just two best friends.
Yeah, we're going on a fragrance journey. We're smelling fragrances for friends of the podcast and giving you uneducated opinions.
That's right. Okay, I'll wake up now. You have to give us a minute. We were kind of lolling around this morning because, man, we've had some crazy weather.
Had some crazy weather, so we were up late last night. The freaking tornadoes touching down and shit.
Yeah, like a couple different, like really south of us and north of us. We were like right in the middle of like two different tornadoes. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then I was trying to be John Rambo in the fucking gym, and I pulled some back muscles, so I haven't been sleeping good.
Yeah, he did that right before the weekend.
Yeah.
He really fucked off his back.
Oh my God, it was brutal.
Pretty much after. So we recorded the episode Friday for Tuesday's episode.
Yeah.
And right after that, he was like, I want to go to the gym. I've never lifted weights for my back, and I'm just going to start hulking out on it. And
I said, you start heavy, right? With back, you start super heavy. You want to get your 1 rep maxes in first.
And then he had me pick him up.
Yeah.
And I hurt my back a little trying to do all that, trying to pop his back.
Yeah, I thought I had compressed a disc or something because the first day it never hits that hard.
Yeah.
It's always the next day. And so it had happened, actually was, I think that morning, I had did the workout or whatever.
Yeah.
And after a few hours, I was like, man, I got a little hitch in my giddy up here. Ryan's a big burly dude. I said, hey, just, stand behind me and just kind of give me a little lift. I thought that maybe, stretch out those, that lower L3 and L4 or whatever. But the next morning, I went to stand up and I couldn't walk, man.
Yeah, you were saying it almost brought you to tears. It was so bad.
It was brutal. And it has been. Really, this morning is the first morning that I got out of bed and I didn't have to quickly grab onto something for support.
Jesus. Kind of worries you, doesn't it? Like when we get older and we're like really old men if we make it that far.
I was watching this inspirational video and they said something and I was like, oh man, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
But they had said, don't do anything today that you can't fully recover from tomorrow.
That is actually really wise.
Yeah, the video, it was actually on productivity, but it was talking about two teams that were going to make it to the South Pole first.
Yeah.
There was the Norwegian team and the British team.
Yeah.
And they both took two separate approaches. One was, we're going to go as fast and as hard as we can every single day. If we can go 50 miles, we'll go 50 miles.
Yeah.
The other team said, we're only going to go 15 miles a day, but we will go 15 miles a day every day. Doesn't matter the weather, doesn't matter how we feel, we're going 15 miles every day. That means on the best possible scenario, they go 15 miles and they're sitting around going, man, we could have done 30 more.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah.
And not only did that team make it there first, while the British team was going 50 miles a day, they'd hit the storm and they'd wait it out. Then they'd do, 30 miles. And this team did 15 miles no matter what. They made it there first and made it back first. And the other team died on the way back home.
Damn.
So they made it to the South Pole, but then they died on the way back pushing themselves.
Wow. That is crazy. This is a real story?
This is a real story.
That's fucking wow, dude.
And the moral of the story was these guys were consistently doing things. No matter what it was, they put forth the effort every day, but they didn't overexert themselves.
Damn, that's actually, it is, like I said, that's a good saying to live by. Because what's the point if you do too much and then you're out of capacity for a whole week?
Yeah. Well, there was actually a guy that Joe Rogan interviewed, and he was saying that. He was like, you should never train to the point where you're sore. Because if you do that, you're out a couple days and I'm still training. So you hurt yourself. And like me, you're out a week and you're eating, Easter candy and stuff right now. And while you're doing that, I wake up and I'm going a little bit lighter than you, but I'm still going every single day.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And that's why you're listening to this fragrance podcast where we're going to be covering Fig Man by Carner Barcelona. And we're doing that for you, Chris.
That's right. Chris a fellow Texan. You wrote in probably months ago, if I was to judge by the way we did things early on. And
yeah, it was like probably 10 months ago. He's been requesting us do this.
Well, guess what, Chris? We got it. We got Fig Man by Carner Barcelona.
Yeah, we're going to do it. But first, I got to read you this review from Fragrantica by Dingleberries.
All ears.
He said, bunch of assholes voting for this fragrance when they've never even smelled it. This gets a 5-star rating from me. Very beautiful. Soft and spicy fig and bergamot with a subtle marine accord, which kill me. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. Fig Man can be pulled off by either sex because it's very balanced and it doesn't lean masculine or feminine.
Okay.
Thank you, Dingleberries.
Man, that was at first I thought that one was going negative.
Yeah.
But it was actually standing up for the Fig Man.
He was, yeah. Yeah. How does this guy know if people have actually smelled it or not?
I don't
Wait,
know.
what an asshole. What a dingleberry. He's like, hey, you assholes hadn't smelled this, but I have, and let me give you a review. All right, well, we're going to smell this, so we're not an asshole like Dingleberry's talking about. But first, we got to get into our one-night stand review of Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme.
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Well, Mike, after waking up in the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and you've got your little French toast there, it's stuffed with strawberries, your favorite fruit.
Yeah.
What do you think about L'Homme?
It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
I think this is one that many people will probably get as a gift because it's a designer fragrance. It smells good.
Yeah.
So if you get it as a gift, wear it.
Yeah.
But don't buy it.
You were right. It died out really quick. So that's really its only fault. Other than that, it does smell really good.
Yeah, it really did like the majority of designer fragrances, which is it's pretty strong for maybe like an hour or two. And then it takes a giant leap towards the bottom.
To hell.
Yeah.
Just say it.
But it still lasts as a skin scent for probably another few hours. So nothing crazy. It wasn't the worst performance we've gotten out of anything, but it definitely wasn't the best either.
Yeah. Great.
Bless you.
Yeah. So anyways, there you go. There's our one night stand review of YSL's L'Homme.
Yeah.
And now we get into the delicate thing that is called Fig Man.
For you, Chris, here we go.
You go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want you to go ahead. You love fig. Mike's a fig man too.
Man, I do love some fig.
I'm really worried about the C notes for you.
Yeah, you're worried.
Well, already from over there where you're at, it smells pretty good.
Pretty. Wow, this is not what I was thinking it would smell like.
Really?
Yeah. It's got a little hairiness to it. It's a little hairy.
Little hairy dog, huh?
Yeah.
It's not my phone.
That's funny because when you moved your phone, it instantly stopped, Ryan.
Yeah, this does not smell like what I thought it was going to smell like either.
Boy, it's got some clackers on it, like a hairy set.
Man, it does. And there's some things I kind of like about this.
I'm not initially digging this at all.
It's like almost a sour tart for a second. It's not. Am I explaining that right? Is that what I'm smelling?
It's got like a funkiness to it. And look, I think this is a cool fragrance. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I'm not initially going, ooh, I want to wear this.
Yeah, it is different. I don't hate it though. I don't dislike what I'm smelling.
It smells very fresh.
Yeah, and
Almost like wet floral smell.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
And I am getting the citrus in there, but then it also has some weird thing going on.
Yeah, I can't explain if it's I can't explain. Sorry, Mike, stripping.
The wires of my headphones keep rubbing up against the zipper. It's driving me fucking nuts.
Well, I was trying to tell him you probably shouldn't wear, latex zip up stuff to the studio. But.
I was feeling it today. It's a good fragrance. It smells really unique. It's very fresh
It's
fragrance.
coming to me what this reminds me of.
Okay.
And I have no earthly idea why. It's one of the two. It kind of smells like when you walk into either a Kirkland's or a Pier 1 Imports. Has that weird kind of, it almost has like a furniture's weird kind of thing smell, right?
I get where you're going with it. I don't initially get there, but I know where you're headed.
It's like clean furniture. I can't really explain it, but to me, that's what I'm hitting in my head. Like it's not off-putting. It's unique, but that is weird. This is a weird fragrance.
It is. I think some people will absolutely love this, and thank God the aquatic notes or the sea notes or whatever that's in there are not like massive
yet. You don't know until the dry.
Yeah, it's true. It's not bad, but it does have a little funkiness to it that I'm not really liking.
That's what I'm getting, like the vibe of like furniture. Because when you go into any type of furniture thing, it's not like if you get like a new electronic, it has that new electronic smell. It has like a weird new craft smell because all of it's been made fresh or something.
There's parts of this that I do really like. There's something about, and I don't know if it's fig that combines with the like citrus notes that creates in my mind this really fresh floral smell. It's not like an exact rose smell, but it reminds me of, because we had, that is your phone.
I'm looking at the trim.
You bitch.
Okay. Go ahead. Does that pick up when we're recording?
Yeah, I bet it will.
Well, we'll see. We'll
leave it in.
Yeah.
But I've said before that my grandmother grew roses, and it just reminds me of like that fresh smell right after the rain of this wet floral vibe. Not exactly roses, but same thing's happening with this one, and I really love it.
I can kind of appreciate that, and I do. It smells like Hobby Lobby. Does it smell like Hobby Lobby? I'm serious.
I don't know. For a long time, we had our face masks we had to wear. Yeah. It's been a while since I've really like smelled, a department store or something. We just now kind of are out of the woods on that.
Yeah, me and Mike went to a Sam's together not too long ago, and I was just like, man, Sam smells so incredible. I can smell the dirt.
And the baby wipes. And the freshly caught salmon.
I was like enjoying everything, which honestly is such an important thing. We have neglected it for a couple of years, really.
Man, on the card, this thing smells incredible.
It really does, doesn't it?
It's doing some wild shit on my skin.
Yeah, I think it does smell a lot better on the card, doesn't it? Well, the trend on this is a little depressing. If you had a lot of stock invested in this, you've probably jumped from a building by now. It's definitely plummeted. It launched in 2019. It was trending hard for a minute, and then it's just...
Yeah, I wonder, I need to go back and read those emails from Chris to see which ones he was suggesting we smell.
Yeah, and I was...
From Carner Barcelona. I need to check and see if we have some other fragrances. I know that, Chris, we did pick this up when you requested.
Yeah.
Or like within a couple weeks of when you'd requested it. And this morning I walked in and I just said, you know what? We suck.
A third time.
We're really sucking because Chris has been asking. And guys, if you're requesting fragrances hasn't gone unnoticed, we're going to get them for you.
Okay, so I don't really know the price of this because I've only been able to find this on like eBay and stuff and like whatever, Twisted Lily. But it seems like about $200 for a 3-point whatever ounce and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I tried to go to their website. Don't know why, but it's saying that cannot make any order there. I don't know if that has something to do where they're at, but it says I'm okay in the U.S. Can't do it. But it does list like the Scent Room does carry this. So that's where we can get it if we want to get it. I don't know where anybody else is going to get it. I don't know why it's giving us that error, but at first it was saying we were in Canada. I jumped off our Wi-Fi, which was also weird. Why is our Wi-Fi show we're in Canada? And then my cell phone.
It's our special VPN we're using.
Yeah. Make sure to use...
yeah. Today's sponsor.
But yeah. So who the hell is wearing this?
You know what? It's drawn down on the skin. It's getting a little bit easier to smell. I'm going to have to agree with Dingleberries. I think this could go either way. Masculine, feminine, whoever wants to wear this.
Yeah.
I do feel like it is a warm weather fragrance 100%.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely unisex. I'd almost say it leans a little bit more feminine than men.
I disagree. It has some of that stankiness like Neroli Portofino kind of has.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's got that old school kind of vibe to it that pops out. And I think that makes it a little more masculine to me.
Yeah.
So I think it really could go either way. If you're a lady and you're spraying it more on your clothes, it's softer, it's more floral. But if you're a dude, get it on the skin, you'll get that hairy clacker smell. Which I have a little story, actually, because I just got back from a shoot in Dallas, and I went into Neiman's.
Okay, cool. No, go ahead. I thought, because you said, man, it's got some meaty clackers. Hey, by the way, I got a great story to tell you.
Okay, well, we've already established we don't talk about dicks on this podcast. Either way, I had gone to Neiman's, and they have a guy, like the cool thing about Neiman's is they have like a representative from different brands, or they have somebody who is like, is there for specific brands.
Yeah.
And I went up to the homage guy because we had quite a few people ask about Beach Hut Man.
Yeah.
And so I was going to try to get a sample, just while I was in town. And he said, and I don't know this to be true, but I have to take his word for it. He said Beach Hut Man has been discontinued.
Yes, you were telling me that the other day. And that is shocking because that is literally the most requested homage fragrance that we get.
Yes.
And we were frantically trying to find it in all the stuff that we have.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd had it, but we don't. But I wonder if we're even going to be able to get a thing of it.
I don't know. We'll have to check with Mark. But the guy said, hey, try this one. And he gave me one that I'm assuming is a new fragrance. So we'll do that here pretty soon. But it's called Portrayal Man, I think.
Portrayal?
Portrayal.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called.
Well,
so that's coming up if you're interested.
I'm interested. I'm also interested in knowing if this actually got canceled or not. If anybody has any information, let us know. That is strange.
Yeah.
Like I said, that is just crazy. In fact, I'm trying to pull it up on Fragrantica to see if anybody in the notes has said anything.
This episode feels a lot more like a podcast than usual episodes.
Do you not like that?
I mean, I'm fine with it.
I mean, I'm trying, Mike. I'm trying my best.
Well, if this is your best, Ryan, then don't give me your worst ever. Give me, if you're going to skip it,
sample it,
or buy it.
What are you going to do, Mike?
For me,
yeah,
this is a sample. I need to wear it a few more times. It's got elements in it I really like about the fragrance, so I do want to really test it out. And it's done quite an array of things on the skin, and it's becoming something that's a little bit more palatable for me right now.
Don't hate me, Mike or Chris in Texas. It's going to be a skip for me.
Really? Okay.
Because I'm smelling it right now. It's doing the Mason Margiela thing I don't like.
Your nose is broken because I don't get that hint at all.
It does this. I don't know what it is. There's just something that the one Mason Margiela that I've smelled, I'm just like, I feel like every time I smell that kind of thing, that's what it reminds me.
Here's what I feel like. Every time you say that, you strip it of its meaning. If every fragrance does it, then it's no longer a special thing that Mason Margiela fragrances do.
Well, they're all doing it, whatever it is.
It's not doing it at all.
I almost started saying that. It's doing what Carner Barcelona is doing.
There you go. Yeah. No, not at all. I feel like this is losing some of the hair off the clackers on the skin.
Okay, so it's a fresh shaven pair of clackers.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah. Silky smooth. And to me, it smells a lot better. So maybe it comes off a little bit more stanky, which again, some people really like that. Ryan, you do like a good stank on a fragrance every once in a while.
I do love a good stank. Just not this stank.
Yeah. So I feel like this has got some room to play. I just need to wear it a little bit more.
Okay, so it's at least a sample for Mike. It's a skip for me. If you love today's episode and the fact that we kept our promise, we didn't talk about penises not one time.
Yes.
We stuck to the original formula of talking about testicles the entire time. And you want to support the show, and you're glad we finally woke up by the last 10 minutes of this podcast.
God, man. Yeah. Or the fact that we came to the studio and it wasn't fucking blown away from the tornadoes that have been touching down.
Yeah, funny enough, we came in here and Mike was like, oh boy. I was like, what? And we looked in here where we have this little off room here that we're doing the podcast from, and all the tiles that we've hung up for
the acoustic tiles
were all on the ground here. We don't know how they fell. When we try to put them back up, nothing's wanting to stick. So we're just kind of aloof today. Chris, I'm sorry if this wasn't punchy enough. We do apologize. And I feel like we finally have kind of woken up at the very tail end of this, which seems to happen with our off episodes.
Yeah, and that's fine. This is the first episode I haven't been like, it's a complete disaster, just can it.
Which is shocking because over far littler things, you're like, it's shitty. Should we redo it?
Well, I mean, but this felt like a podcast.
Do you want that? Is this what you want? You want more?
No. I'm not saying we need to do more of this, but this kind of had more. It was more conversational, I feel like, than our typical of wham, bam, thank you, Sam.
All right. Like I said, if you enjoyed today's episode, you want to support the show, you just go to thecolognepodcast.com. And you can go there. You can buy us a coffee. You can follow our Instagram. And if you're just really crazy into us, you can go to any of the streaming platforms you use. Make sure to give us a 5-star review and say something sweet.
Yeah, that's all that I care about. Now, Ryan, he's trying to get your money. He's trying to get you to spend extra time. Me, I just want you to spend an extra 3 or 4 seconds today sliding those stars on over to 5-star to help any streaming platform kind of boost us out, that recommend us.
There you go. All right.
We love you guys.
We do. I promise you, the next episode, we're going to bring it like it's never been brought.
Oh my God. Actually, because I'm forcing Ryan's hand on this next episode, we are doing it. We're doing our 5 for life.
Lord. He tried to do it this morning.
That's what I wanted today's episode. And then Ryan was like, no, let's do something a little bit easier. And I said, well, if we're not doing that, because Ryan's lazy MFer. I said, if we're not doing that, then by God, we're making right by Chris from Texas.
All right, Chris from Texas, we love you. Thank you for being a huge friend of the podcast and being a huge supporter of us. And for everybody else, until next time,
spray it up, y'all.